Shooting the basketball. So I'll fight this to the end, man. Like gripping the basketball like this. See that pocket? See that air pocket right there with my shooting hand? Then the same thing with my guide hand. See? See that air pocket? The ball is not like this in my hand. It's not like this in my palms of my hand. It's like that in my fingertips. Why? Because the control that you have on the basketball, the control lies in your fingertips. You know that from dribbling the basketball. You don't dribble the basketball with the palm of your hand smacking it. You don't dribble like that. You dribble like this. Now, some dribbles hit your palm. It's not like dribbles don't hit your palm. Some of them hit your palm just by nature, but you're trying to control it as much as you can in your fingertips. That's how you should shoot the basketball because the control, the touch, the feel is in your fingertips. Now, people always say, well, Steph Curry shoots a ball in his palm or Dame Lillard shoots a ball in his palm. There are people that do it. It's not like it can't be done. It's not like I can't shoot the ball well in my palm, but I'm not going to shoot it as well if it's in my fingertips. And that is most people. So if you've put in an unbelievable amount of hours shooting a certain way, so if Steph Curry from the time he could hold a basketball until now has shot the ball in his palm and happened to be good at shooting the basketball, then yeah, you could say he shoots the ball better in his palm than if he held it in his fingertips. Now, I don't know. Maybe no one's ever made him hold it in his fingers. So he holds the ball in his palms this way and it's always worked. There's no reason to change something, right? That could be. I'd like to see it, to be honest. I'd like to know how he shoots the ball in his fingertips. But most people, and guys, this is not necessarily just like my opinion. It is results of what I've seen. I've done it for 11 years now. It's the proof is in the pudding. Have a kid, they come in the gym, you never met them. Almost every kid that I've never met, almost every kid that comes in for the first time, they shoot the ball in their palm. It's like you can just cement it. You know for sure it's gonna happen. I can't think of a kid who ever came to me that shot the ball holding it in their fingertips like this. They all shoot it in the palm. Have them shoot the ball in the palm. They're gonna be, whatever level shooter. Change it and get them to grip that basketball in their fingertips and shoot it off their fingertips. Immediate change. Now, I'm not saying like the very next shot or the next. Once you ingrain it, once you work on it for 20 minutes, you know what I mean? And get them to understand how to hold it and all of that. Then ingrain the placement, the hand placement, and have them shoot the ball night and day. The proof is in the pudding. It's not my opinion. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people like to get on social media and throw shit out because, they want the clicks or they want the hype or they want people to argue in the comments or whatever. I don't give a fuck about that. Like if I'm going to put out what I believe in or I'm going to put out what I've seen. And if it doesn't resonate with people, it doesn't resonate. But I'm saying it because it's the results. I'm just going off of what I've seen. If I saw that next week, everyone was shooting the ball better in the palms and I was just explaining it the wrong way, guess what? I'm changing to that. I don't care. I'm not married to a concept. I just want kids to shoot the ball better, right? So here's how you do it. And people so they'll hold the ball in their palms, right? They'll be holding the ball like this. And we tell them, grip it, hold it in your fingertips. We even show them. And they're like, how? They don't know. They'll do something like this, or they'll do something like this. They're not sure how. So how you do it, you just physically like this. This is in the palm. You back your hand, this part of the ball, just back it up off the ball. Then that's the next thing people will lay their fingers on. Well, you can't lay your fingers on it because now you have no grip, you have no control. So the easiest thing to do, if you tell someone to back it up and it doesn't fix it, you tell them to try to palm it like this. Like if you were to try to hold the ball one hand and palm it, how you grab the ball, how you position your hand to do that, look, there's a gap in there. This part of your hand is off of the basketball. This is no good. You wouldn't be able to palm a basketball for, no pun intended. You wouldn't be able to hold this one-handed like this. You would have to immediately space your fingers out, get that up off the basketball and grab it in your fingertips. So essentially, if you try to palm the ball, if you try to hold it one hand, that is how you get your palm off the ball and hold it more in the fingertips. Now you can't squeeze it though. Like you can't be so tension in shooting is bad. You don't want tension. You want to be loose. You want to have feeling. So you don't want to squeeze the hell out of it with your fingers. Like just enough firmness. Like even here's another thing I hear. It's like well, my kid's 10 years old, their hands are small. How could they possibly do that? I'm not telling you you have to actually be able to hold it with one hand. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying being able to physically grip the ball with the pressure more in your fingers instead of on the palm of your hand. That is what you have to do. So you don't have to be able to hold it one hand, because at the end of the day, you shoot like this. You shoot with your hand under the basketball if you're shooting it right. So everybody could hold it still like this. And so this is your check mark. Take an 8-year-old. When they're trying to hold it the right way, have them hold it like this. And if they can wiggle the ball, turn their wrist, and the ball doesn't fall out, then they have it gripped. They have it under control. But if they do this and the ball is falling out, they don't have a grip. It's not in their fingertips. That ball is too much in their palm. Same thing with the guide hand. It's not just your shooting hand. It's also your guide hand. You should have the same grip right here. And it's the same check. It's the same test. Grab it with the guide hand, turn it upside down, twist your hand. If it doesn't fall out, you're good. So both hands need to be on the basketball like that. And if you look at this right here, look, this is kind of what it would look like. I'm changing my angle for the camera, but this is what it would look like when I release. Look, see this little pocket? And this is the big part. See how this part of my hand is off of the basketball. It's not on it. It's not on the ball. A lot of people shoot with that part on the basketball. And again, what I would say to you is, imagine if you had to dribble like that. You couldn't control the ball. Or if you did control it, you wouldn't have max control to where you could go as fast as possible and not lose it and make a lot of moves, right? Same thing with shooting. Sure, you can shoot it like this, but are you going to have the maximum control? If you're an all-ball or an NBA talent who just so happens to be an amazing shooter and you hold the ball in your palms, I wouldn't argue with that. I wouldn't try to change Steph Curry's shot. You know what I mean? Unless he wanted me to. But I wouldn't try to change it. Leave it alone. If it works for you, it works for you. But your average 12-year-old who's going to literally go 1 for 30, if you have him sprint up the floor and catch and shoot a three-pointer in a game, he's going to go 1 for 30. Kids like that, okay, the palm thing's not working for you. So let's try the fingertips. And I'm just telling you again, it's just my experience of results. It's not my opinion. Like I want you to change and tell me I know everything. I'm telling you it's what I've seen from results. Have that kid learn to hold the ball more in the fingertips, and they are going to make more shots. Why? Because they have more control of the basketball. They have more control. How about the people who have good touch skills? Like they're good at throwing darts, or they're a good putter, or they even throw the football well, who clearly have good touch and other things, but yet can't shoot the basketball. Why is that? How can you throw a football well and throw touch passes and get the timing and the speed right, get the power right on the football, but you can't shoot a basketball? A lot of people would use the blanket statement, well, it's because they're too strong, they're too muscular, so they can't. It's not true at all. It's not true at all. You can have touch and feel and skill no matter how big you are. It's because if you're holding that football more, think about a football. Everybody, I have a football in here. Where is the football? Here it is. It's a little baby football. Nobody, and I just thought about this right now. It's the first time I've used the analogy. Nobody throws a football like this. Nobody. You couldn't. Why? Because you couldn't control it. You throw a football like that. Everybody holds a football with this part of their hand off of the football. Why? Because it has to rotate off of your fingers. It has to do that. It's got to come off. It's got to come off your fingertips. It's the same thing with shooting a basketball. The basketball is supposed to roll off your fingertips. The very last thing that touches the ball is the tip of your fingers, if you are shooting it well. The reason kids don't shoot the ball well is because they shoot it out of their palm. They push it out of their palm and then scrape their fingers if they're lucky. Can't control it. Shoot the ball in the fingertips. Learn how to hold it in the fingertips. Get comfortable with that and shoot the basketball off of your fingertips. You will be a better shooter.